Oh, you want to be on that side?
Oh, no, I don't care.
Oh, well, I was thinking, I mean, you could be on that side if you want.
I have no preference.
You don't have a preference?
Do you have a preference?
I mean,
Are you just talking right now about nothing?
Really just talking about nothing. We meet again.
Right here in this very kitchen where we've been for 2 months.
2 months. Hi, I'm Amiel.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
It's my wife, my beautiful wife.
I'm married to him.
Yep, we live together.
Best.
And we're trapped together. We're in our home kitchen in Hudson, New York.
Yeah.
And we're going to make some donut bread pudding. Thanks for coming to hang out while we're doing this.
Thanks for inviting me. You rarely invite me to these things.
We're normally not doing videos together because you're busy opening a restaurant.
I'm very much trying to open a restaurant.
In Hudson, New York. It's called Kitty's. All right, so we're going to make some donut bread pudding. We've got a dozen donuts here. And the first thing we need to do is we need to like break these up into kind of like sixths or eighths because we're going to dry them out on this rack so we can start.
It's not like an exact thing.
No, I think the recipe language actually says that you have to like cut them into eighths, but I actually think it's nicer to kind of tear them up. Yeah, you get less danger. And there are plenty of times when I've made donut bread pudding when I absolutely should not have been anywhere near a knife. So we've got some glazed donuts here, which is kind of my preferred.
I mean, they're the best donuts.
They're the best donut.
Yeah.
But also, we've got like some old fashions, and we've got like blueberry old fashioned donuts. The less frosting and stuff and sprinkles, the kind of like more refined the donut bread pudding is. But, you know, I mean, as refined as something like this can be, this is like the same as what you would do if you were making stuffing. Just to get any extra moisture out of the donuts so that they're like really ready to soak up the custard. Yeah, so you're gonna take those, put them in the oven.
Yeah.
15 minutes or so, they'll be ready. We gotta make a custard. And the primary and best and most special ingredient in a custard is eggs.
True.
We've got 8 eggs here. Will you help me separate them?
Yes, I will.
So this recipe calls for, we've got 4 whole eggs and then 4 egg yolks.
Yolks in here.
Holes and yolks in there. Yeah.
Sounds good.
You want the eggs because they're obviously like going to bind and help the whole thing to like puff up and be really special and rich and delicious. And those extra egg yolks are just going to kind of take it just a little bit over the edge and make it even richer. I don't know. We were just talking about what you might be able to use if you didn't, for whatever reason, have a dozen leftover donuts lying around. I mean, I agree with you. I do think that you could use just bread or like some kind of sweetened bread.
Like brioche, maybe. But
brioche.
If you don't like a sweetbread pudding, I actually think that it could be really yummy and then put more jam or eat it with something sweeter, like honey. Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, the thing is, it's just like the whole recipe is kind of organized around how sweet the donuts already are, so there isn't a lot of added sugar. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something that's just like really, really, really saccharine sweet. We got all our eggs. We got our egg whites. I don't know what we're going to do with the egg whites. We can make meringue or something like that.
Yeah. Make a little meringue.
Just a little meringue. We've got like 2 tablespoons of sugar that are going to go in here. We've got vanilla extract.
Yum.
A good pinch of salt in there. And then, Lo, do you want to zest some lemon in here? This one's kind of flavored with lemon zest and a little bit of vanilla. And then we're also going to add a little bit of jam later on before it bakes. Kind of give it a little bit of like a jelly donut sort of character. But like really, that's where the flexibility in this recipe is. It's kind of a blank canvas, especially if you're using a rather subdued donut. I'd be like, citrus zest is great, but also like a little bit of cinnamon would be delicious.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have vanilla extract, you could use like almond extract. Totally.
I also think a little bit of alcohol if you don't have vanilla.
Ooh,
a little bit of rum.
A little bit of bourbon.
Yeah.
That sounds so good. We've got 4 cups of half and half. So I'm just going to beat this up. And then we're just going to add the half and half in.
Careful, in your all-white ensemble.
My all-white ensemble. I don't want to get custard all over my all-white ensemble. So we just want to, you're not really trying to like get too much air in here necessarily. We're just going to beat this until it's light and foamy and totally uniform. Ta-da! Custard. Okay, custard's done.
Donuts.
Light, foamy.
Yeah.
Donuts are in there. They need another... What do you think?
Did you set a timer?
I didn't set a timer. I don't know. They're supposed to be in there for like 15 minutes. You want to make sure they're like nice and dried out and also kind of just starting to brown and crisp a little bit around the edges. It also depends on what kind of donuts you're using. These are day-old donuts. If they were like more than that, I feel like they'd be even more dried out and you don't really need to put them in there for quite as long. So we've got our donut pieces, our donut croutons. They came out of the oven and then we let them cool for just like 5 or 6 minutes. But you can kind of see they're like crispy now. One of the things about this recipe is it looks like it's a ton of donuts and it's never going to fit into this baking dish.
Yeah.
We've got a 2-quart baking dish here, but because they're so airy, they're going to soak up all of this cream and kind of like condense a little bit. I prefer a yeasted donut for this to a cake donut. The yeasted ones are kind of like the soft, pillowy, fluffy ones, and the cake donuts are like a little bit denser. I'm going to get the donuts into the custard. Do you want to butter that baking dish?
I would love to butter.
Great.
Do you use your hands or do you use... What do you like to use?
I sometimes use a paper towel. But if you want to use hands, it's
I'm
up
going
to
to use
you.
my hands.
Use your hands. I'm going to use my hands for this. I'm just going to get these donuts into our custard. And I'm trying to kind of be a little bit gentle with them just because they are kind of delicate at this point. I'm going to give these a nice initial toss. We're being kind of gentle. And now that everything is kind of coated, I'm just going to let this kind of hang out and like just soak up some of that custard for, 5 minutes before I give them another toss. So now that this has been hanging out for a little bit, we've got our buttered baking dish. I'm just going to give this one last kind of toss. And now things are starting to get really soft. We still have kind of pieces in there, but they're really starting to soak up the custard. Do you want to go ahead and put this in the baking dish?
Yeah, totally.
Cool. Mmm. 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 Look at that.
I'm just really excited for when all of these little bits kind of get enveloped in the custard.
Mm.
I love a soft food.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really, and I love bread pudding. Top 10.
I feel like it would be safe to say that we're a wet food family.
We are a wet food family.
Yeah, no dry food here.
Yeah.
So now that this has been expertly layered into...
Let's just give it a little.
Yeah, give it a little zhuzh.
Make it pretty on top.
Lauren used to be a food stylist. We need the jam.
Yeah.
Let me grab the jam.
What flavor? What do we have here?
We've got some strawberry fruit spread.
Is that your fave?
I'm more of a raspberry guy, but they didn't have any at the old Rolling Grocer. So the idea here, we're just going to dollop a little bit of jam on top, about a 1/4 cup, and we're trying to keep it kind of away from the spots around the edges, which is where it's going to kind of burn. But this is just going to add a little bit of acidity, and it'll add a little bit of sugar, but we like to try to use like a low sugar jam or jelly or something like that. You could use any flavor of jam here. You could use orange marmalade, which would be really good.
Any marmalade.
Any marmalade. You know what would be really good is if you put a couple dollops of peanut butter on it.
That's naughty.
Yeah, that's very naughty. But I think it would be good.
Honestly, I feel like it's like about one more ingredient to kind of add a little other layer of dimension.
You can put some blobs of Nutella in there. That'd be really freaky.
You could blob some Nutella in there.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We're going to bake this at 325 degrees for probably about an hour. And in that time, you're going to see it kind of we're going to look for it to kind of puff up and actually crest kind of over the edges of this. It's a little bit freaky looking. It'll sink back down eventually, but we want it to be kind of puffed and kind of nice and golden brown all around. You want to go ahead and put that in the oven?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lauren! We gotta take it out now! Oh my God. Look at that.
Pretty good. Perfect size pan.
Perfect size pan. It's all puffed up. Ooh, Yes, beautiful. All right, let her shine. Beautiful. Okay, so this is gonna have to sit 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
15.
Yeah, all right.
Let's wait 20 minutes.
We can't wait 20 minutes.
No.
Ooh, this is a beautiful donut bread pudding.
I can tell. that a blueberry donut? Is that a little blueberry?
Hey, get out of there.
Amiel does hate it when you touch food before the group dines on it.
That is true. That is a. But you're always allowed.
So it rested 15 minutes, which is probably still wicked hot, but we can't possibly wait any longer. It fell, so it was like kind of puffed up, and then it kind of sank down, so it has like almost like a Dutch baby-y sort of texture.
It looks so good.
This would also be like good with some ice cream.
Yeah. Like if company was here.
If company was here, yeah, we would probably like put a little powdered sugar on it, get a little ice cream out, or just pour some like cold heavy cream on it, which I think is what we say in the recipe, which is like feels very like
but I'm a
British to me.
Person.
Oh, okay. I'll take this edge. You're a middle person. That that's one of the great things about our relationship is I want the edges and you want the middle.
I'll never take your edge.
Yeah, you'll never take my edge. Will you take that spoon though?
Yes, of course.
I think you got a blueberry donut in there.
It's like a donut roulette. Time to eat.
Time to eat?
May we? May I?
Yeah. You don't have to ask me if you can eat. Of course you can eat. May I eat?
Go for it.
Okay.
It is hot.
It's really hot. I can tell how
Amiel
hot.
has a hot food thing. I don't know if you all know that.
Just spilling all of my secrets. I'm terrified of burning my mouth. But if you kind of kiss it a little bit, you can tell
It is
it's
extremely hot. We should have waited at least 5 more minutes. The 20 minutes is
Hot.
no joke. Too hot.
It's so good though.
It's so good.
It has such a kind of custardy. It's so eggy.
Yeah. I feel like a bread pudding that isn't like a real like custard
Yeah.
is a bummer. It's not that sweet.
There's
This
only
is my first time having this.
it can get sweeter, but because some of the donuts that we put in there were old-fashioned donuts, which aren't like aggressively sweetened, I feel like it's like kind of evened out a little bit.
It's really, really good.
Thank you for making bread pudding with me and eating it. Thank you for watching this.
I hope you make it. I hope you love it.
Make it. Love it. We love it. And we love each other.
It's true. We love each other.
We love each other.